I've seen lots of online creators making videos about useless information for their favorite games, and I've decided to join this trend by making an Animal Company video. And just a reminder, this video is exactly what the title says. Animal Company info that's completely useless. Animal Company was originally designed at a hackathon and was a prototype game inspired by Gorilla Tag, Among Us VR, Yeeps, and the PC game Lethal Company. Slender Man was one of the original monsters in Animal Company, but he was removed shortly after launch in their 0.3 update. Patch notes said Slender Man was removed for no reason, which probably means it was copyright reasons, or maybe it's something even spookier. Nuts is the current name of the in-game currency, but it used to be called Scrap. And speaking of nuts, back in the early beta version of the game, Animal Company would reset your nuts to 0 each week, meaning you'd have to spend all of them or lose them. The bomb monster used to look like this, but was completely redesigned in the 0.14 update to probably look a little less like Mario. For the winter 2024 update, the entire lake was frozen and you could walk on top of it, which is much different than how it behaves right now because at the time of this upload, if you touch the water, you die instantly. But there's been a lot of speculation that Animal Company might add a swimming mode and even an underwater environment. So if you're from the future, comment below if this ever came true. Every mimic monster in-game is named Coda, which is actually the name of a real person in the Animal Company community. Before the ghost death mechanic was added into game, when you were killed, you used to be able to watch yourself die from a third-person point of view. This led to some pretty hilarious and glitchy cutscenes. According to a Reddit post, the most loved monster in-game is Red Light Green Light, followed by the Ogre, and then the Anglerfish. On Christmas Eve of 2024, Animal Company released the Green Elf outfit for free, which you were able to redeem at the terminal using the promo code Happy Holidays. It's now June 23rd, 2025, and the Green Elf can still be redeemed in the lobby, just in time for Christmas in July. The Animal Company lobby has an invisible ceiling, and this is how long it takes to fall from the top of the world all the way back down to the ground. I'm ready? Let go. All right, we're falling. Man, this is pretty high up. It's taking a while. No! Oh. This game has no fall damage, so we're okay, everyone. The Sewers Foundation used to be full of suitcases, but they were eventually removed. You can no longer find real suitcases in the wild, but you probably see them flying around all the time in modded lobbies. Originally, lava was only programmed to hurt your hands. It didn't hurt your body, which means if you stuck your arms up in the air, you could effectively slide around on lava like it was an ice skating rink. The game's longest item is currently the lance, which is about, I don't know, 13 pink broccolis long. It's not bad. Animal Company added a zero-gravity bomb, giving you an official way to fly in-game. But prior to this, there were many different glitches and exploits players would use to try and find ways to fly. Box glitches with the hookshot, fan backpacks with balloons. There was even a time where you could die as a ghost and enter the stash, which would then let you respawn as an animal, but with permanent flight. As an April Fool's joke, Animal Company added pop-up ads to the game. Some of these ads were funny, and even more of them were actually pretty sus. But my personal favorite ad was this one about hookshot extensions. Because if you go to the URL link it included, you're taken to this real web page. Animal Company has a history of removing entire locations from the map. For example, the Mimic Pipe used to be found in the Haunted Forest, but one day got taken away. The Chicken's Nest was the OG spot you used to find the chicken, but that was removed and replaced with the Chicken Maze for an Easter update. Most notably though, the Armstrong Cave was a popular location that was completely removed for a while, but after many months it was re-added to the game. For many months, the pizza boxes in the lobby had this glitch where you could see the top of the box, but then when you looked underneath it, it disappeared. Ooh, spooky. Animal Company used to have a daily mission system, which they added in their Halloween 2024 update. And then later on in their 1.0 update, they added the tech tree and research points, but not in the way you know them today. You actually had to complete jobs on the missions board in order to unlock research points for the tech tree. They ultimately removed the daily mission system in their 1.7 update and made it so research points were obtained by mining ore throughout the world. Armstrong has strong arms, but also has really tiny legs. The game's most popular creator, Just Toasty, once made a bet with the Animal Company game devs. If he was able to get 100,000 subscribers, they said they'd add Toasty's dog to the game as a playable avatar. Toasty won the bet, and now his German Shepherd named Sky is a permanent Animal Company skin. As of this recording, he's the first and only creator to get an in-game item featured, but maybe one day I'll be the next if we can pass him in subscribers. So please subscribe, everyone. The RPG used to sell for 99,999 nuts. It was labeled as a best-selling item, which was obviously a lie because we were all poor back then. Animal Company has quietly renamed a lot of its items and continues to do so all the time. For example, the glow stick used to be called the mysterious glow stick, and the large backpack used to be called the cross-country backpack. This is how long it takes to kill the cyst monster with just a stick. Ready? I'm just gonna keep whacking this guy until either the stick breaks or he breaks. We'll see what happens first here.
There we go. Not bad at all.
The selling machine has 11 buttons on it, but only one of them activates the machine to make it work, meaning you have just over a 9% chance to make it activate on your first try. Aw. Animal Company has a featured creator program called the Drip Department, and this is the hat you get for being a part of it. As of the date of this recording, the animal with the longest name is the skeleton gorilla, with 16 total characters. The German Shepherd is in second place, with 15 total characters. Animal Company went live on App Lab on July 3rd, 2024, its official launch date. They also uploaded their first ever YouTube video that day, the official Animal Company trailer. But the first ever YouTube video uploaded by someone else was by a user named CupidX on July 8th, 2024, with his classic title, I played Animal Company horror game with my friend Arvran. You will laugh. With one parenthesis. You never put the other parenthesis in there. In 2025, Animal Company became the top-selling Quest game for a period of time, out-earning each and every one of the games it was inspired by. With maximum health perks, this is how long it takes a turkey to peck you to death. Any moment now. He's trying his best. Keep on going. There we go. Good job, buddy. It kinda hurt. There used to be a hidden shop right outside the spawn, but it's since been removed. And inside of the shop were whiteboards that contained a lot of lore items. Super Smash Bros. Melee used to be in the game, but for probably copyright reasons, they eventually changed the screen to be Super AC Bros, which still looked visually similar. And another fun fact is that Just Toasty's dog, Sky, became the main playable character. They've since removed the game from the TV, although the GameCube is still visible on the floor of the tree stump. Animal Company once turned the entire mines area into a flooded volcano, effectively creating the VR world's largest game of The Floor is Lava. You used to get Red Watch, aka Go Rogue, when you even did just a little bit of damage to other players. And if you're anything like me, you accidentally damage others all the time, just by walking around with a pickaxe. So I'm really happy they changed it to the current system, which is that you now need to entirely kill another player before getting the Red Watch. Around February of 2025, people started posting about the Pogo Stick Ghost, often referred to as Pogo 19. Some players wrote this ghost off as completely fake, and that players were just pretending and acting it out. Others theorized that it wasn't a real ghost, but rare instances where the game would spawn a vertical pogo stick and it would just bounce on itself permanently. But still, there are other players that swear this ghost was 100% real.
It takes exactly this many seconds for the rocket to crash land you on the moon. Whoa. Boom. Not bad.
There was a point in time where Animal Company was working on a lobby makeover, and players were able to discover this by glitching through the ground and using rockets to fly across the void. This was already pretty cool, but my favorite Easter egg of them all was that the game devs put this little Shrek cube down holding a camera, probably because they expected players to uncover it eventually, and they wanted to be like, haha, gotcha. The red light green light monster is a nod to the popular TV show Squid Game, and if you're not convinced, they actually released an entire fleet of Squid Game looking outfits. You can make fireworks by putting sticky dynamite on top of rockets. It's like the 4th of July. Balloons, stickers, and the in-game camera app are 3 items that change color depending on the player who spawns them. So a blue monkey will make blue ones, a yellow monkey will make yellow ones. Very colorful. The keyboard at the in-game computer has exactly 4 keys worn out, W, A, S, and D, which everyone knows are the direction buttons used by PC gamers. Before fingers existed, Animal Company characters used to have nubs for hands. As of the time of this recording, the most viewed Animal Company short of all time has over 2 million views. It's called 2 Days into Animal Company, and it's published by the YouTube creator ChubbierSnail. That's me. Please subscribe. Moon buggies were the first vehicles added to the game, but before that, players would make their own cars by taking items such as a backpack and an RPG and just tapping them together because it drives you around. Pretty cool. There used to be an item now known as the OG grenade. This is the only weapon to ever be retired in Animal Company. They've since replaced the OG grenade with like 10 types of other grenades, but the OG is still permanently gone. There's a secret cave hidden above the lake that has monkey-shaped holes as its entrances. This is how long the Watcher monster spends in green light mode. The normal in-game shops have buying limits, but the tech tree actually lets you purchase unlimited items. You could place a plunger on the back of an ogre's back, and then you could just ride it forever. He can't hurt you because he doesn't know you're there. But in my mind, I like to pretend that he does know you're here, and maybe he's just looking for a friend.
This is the exact color of my monkey's color code. 255, 255, 0. Not bad.
Touching one zero gravity rock flips you upside down, But holding 2 at the same time, unfortunately doesn't cancel out. You're still upside down. The first special character bundle ever sold in Animal Company was the Sigma Frog bundle. It sold for $29.99 and came with a frog in a suit, a pair of designer headphones, and 10,000 company coins.
And if you made it through all 10 minutes of these fun facts, be sure to check out this video here where we cover 25 myths, some of the craziest myths in all of Animal Company. They're unbelievable. Thank you, Snailers, for watching, and remember, stay chubby. Grah.
You just listened to 10 minutes of completely useless information. But now you are slightly smarter than the rest of all the YouTube population, so you're gonna subscribe. Thanks.